The alien queen asked who would marry her daughter. No one expected the princess to point at a human. The unexpected choice. The grand amphitheater of Naxos Prime glittered like a geode split open to reveal its crystalline heart. Thousands of beings from across the galactic coalition had gathered for the selection ceremony, where Princess Alara would choose her life partner from among the assembled nobility. Liam Chen, Earth's junior ambassador, adjusted his formal attire uncomfortably. He stood on the observer's balcony, far from the arena floor where towering Naxosian warriors and dignitaries from allied worlds displayed their credentials. "Nervous, human?" a voice like chimes in wind asked. Beside him stood Toran, his Naxosian liaison. "Just diplomatic jitters," Liam replied with a smile. "I'm only here as Earth's representative. The selection isn't exactly my concern." Toran's silver eyes narrowed slightly. "The matriarch values Earth's recent technological contributions. Your presence honors us, even if some find it unusual." Below them, Queen Neria rose from her crystalline throne. Her purple skin shimmered with bioluminescent patterns that pulsed with her words. The translators in Liam's ear converted her melodic language. "Today, my daughter Princess Alara will choose the one who will stand beside her when she ascends to the crystalline throne. The ancient traditions of Naxos Prime demand a partner of strength, wisdom, and vision." Princess Alara stepped forward, her movements fluid and graceful. Unlike her mother's elaborate adornments, she wore simple attire that accentuated her slender form. Her skin was a deeper purple, almost midnight, with subtle luminescent patterns that seemed to reflect starlight. The arena fell silent as nobles from a dozen worlds stepped forward. Each presented impressive credentials: military victories, diplomatic achievements, ancient bloodlines. Liam watched with academic interest until the princess raised her hand for silence. Something in her posture had changed. Her eyes, brilliant violet, scanned the crowd, moving past the arena floor to the diplomatic balconies. Then she looked directly at him. "I have made my selection," she announced, her voice carrying across the amphitheater without effort. The assembled crowd leaned forward in anticipation. "I choose Liam Chen of Earth." The silence was absolute, then broken by a wave of shocked murmurs. Toran's mouth fell open in disbelief. "There must be some mistake," Liam whispered, but royal guards were already approaching to escort him to the arena floor. Queen Neria's patterns flashed with intensity. Surprise, perhaps anger. She bent to whisper to her daughter, but Alara remained unmoved. "The princess has chosen," announced the royal herald, though his voice carried uncertainty. As Liam was led to stand before the princess, he searched her face for explanation. Her expression revealed nothing, but when their eyes met, he glimpsed something unexpected: determination, perhaps even satisfaction. "Do you accept my choice, Liam Chen of Earth?" she asked, her voice softer now. The diplomatic part of his brain screamed warnings about interspecies relations and treaty implications, but something else, something inexplicable, made him nod. "I accept, Your Highness," he heard himself say. The amphitheater erupted in chaos as Queen Neria raised her hand for silence, her luminescent patterns now pulsing rapidly. "The selection is complete," she declared, though her tone suggested this was far from over. "Let the bonding preparations begin." As Liam was led away, following the princess toward an uncertain future, he caught glimpses of outraged nobles and confused diplomats. Earth's senior ambassador looked ready to faint. What had just happened? And why, of all the beings in the galaxy, had Princess Alara chosen him? Whispers of rebellion. The royal chambers assigned to Liam were cavernous and crystalline, filled with furniture designed for beings larger than humans. As he paced the translucent floor, Earth's senior ambassador, Director Harlow, berated him for the third time. "This is unprecedented, Chen. The Princess of Naxos choosing a human. The coalition is in an uproar." Harlow's hologram flickered with agitation. "What did you do to influence her decision?" "Nothing, sir. I've only met Princess Alara once before, during the Meridian Station crisis." Liam ran his fingers through his dark hair. "I was as shocked as everyone else." Harlow's expression darkened. "Fix this diplomatically or reject the selection. We can't afford—" The transmission cut as the chamber door dissolved, revealing Princess Alara. Without her ceremonial attire, she appeared younger, though still imposing at nearly 7 feet tall. Her purple skin caught the light, subtle patterns rippling across her shoulders. "Your people seem displeased," she observed. her translator rendering her musical language into crisp English. Liam bowed awkwardly. Your Highness, I think everyone is confused. Including me. Something like amusement flickered in her violet eyes. Walk with me, Liam Chen. They entered a private garden where crystal formations housed alien flora that responded to their presence, unfurling luminescent petals. Guards remained at a distance, watching with obvious disapproval. 3 rotations ago you were on Meridian Station when the reactor core destabilized, Alara said quietly. Liam nodded. I was there as a technical consultant. You were there, she continued, when evacuation was ordered. Yet you stayed behind with the Naxosian children who were trapped in the education chamber. The emergency doors had malfunctioned, Liam explained. Someone had to override them. Alara stopped beside a pool of swirling silver liquid. Our warriors fled. Our technicians declared it impossible. You, a human with fragile biology, remained. You saved 17 Naxosian children, including my young cousin. Liam shrugged uncomfortably. Anyone would have— No, she interrupted. They would not. And did not. Her patterns pulsed with intensity. My people have grown cold calculating. We measure worth through strength and lineage, forgetting compassion. Understanding dawned on Liam. So selecting me was political? It was rebellion, she corrected, her voice barely audible. My mother arranged marriages for political advantage for generations. I chose differently. Before Liam could respond, Queen Neria appeared with her council. Her luminescent patterns flashed with barely contained anger. The Galactic Council demands explanation, she stated coldly. Lord Vexus of the Arcturus system claims insult to his bloodline. A tall, imposing Naxosian stepped forward, his skin patterns aggressive. This human is unworthy. The princess must reconsider. My choice is made, Alara replied calmly. Vexus sneered. Then perhaps the human will prove himself in the traditional combat trial. Liam tensed. Combat against a Naxosian warrior would be suicide. There will be no trial, Queen Neria declared unexpectedly. Her eyes studied Liam intently. The ancient texts allow for alternatives. The human will undergo the luminous bond instead. Gasps echoed from the council. Ilara's patterns flashed with surprise. Mother, the bond has not been attempted with non-Naxosians for millennia. The physiological risks are considerable, the Queen finished. If he survives, none can challenge your choice. If not— She left the implication hanging. As the royal party departed, Alara's fingers brushed Liam's briefly. A gesture of concern, perhaps even fear. What is the luminous bond? Liam asked quietly. A merging of consciousness and biology, she whispered. Few Naxosians survive it intact. No human has ever attempted it. Her patterns dimmed. I chose you for your compassion, Liam Chen. I never meant for it to cost your life. Trials of Two Worlds. The luminous chamber was ancient, carved from a single massive crystal that amplified Naxos Prime's 3 moons. Liam stood at its center, stripped to the waist as Naxosian priests applied glowing patterns to his skin, with cool gelatinous substance. The markings will help channel the energy, Ilara explained. She wore simple white robes, her own natural patterns subdued. The bond connects life forces. It was designed for Naxosians whose biology can withstand the energy transfer. And humans? Liam asked, trying to mask his apprehension. Her violet eyes met his. Unknown. But I've modified the ritual based on human physiology data. It may help. Liam nodded, remembering Director Harlow's final warning. This could be an elegant way to eliminate Earth's influence. Your death would appear ceremonial, not murder. Yet looking at Alara, Liam couldn't believe she intended harm. There was something genuine in her concern, something that transcended politics. Why did you really choose me? He asked as attendants positioned crystalline conductors around them. She hesitated, then replied softly. Because when you saved those children, you looked at them not as aliens, but as lives worth preserving. My people have forgotten that perspective. The priests withdrew as moonlight intensified, filtering through the chamber's crystal ceiling. The applied patterns on Liam's skin began to glow in response. Whatever happens, Alara whispered, know that my choice was sincere. The ritual began with a low humming that resonated through Liam's bones. Energy coursed through the floor, traveling up his body. Pain followed, burning, searing pain that made him grit his teeth. Through watering eyes, he saw Alara experiencing the same. her patterns flaring brightly. Their minds touched. A disorienting sensation of memories and emotions not his own flooding his consciousness. He saw Alara as a child, trained in isolation to suppress emotion. Saw her watching him on Meridian Station through security feeds, fascinated by his willingness to risk everything for strangers. Felt her loneliness, her desire for a different path than endless political calculation. The pain crescendoed. Liam's vision darkened at the edges. He was dimly aware of shouts, of Queen Neria ordering the ritual stopped, of Alara refusing. Then suddenly, something shifted. The burning sensation transformed, becoming a warm current flowing between them. The applied patterns on Liam's skin synchronized with Alara's natural ones, pulsing in harmony. When it ended, Liam collapsed to his knees, gasping. Alara knelt before him, her expression one of wonder. "Impossible," murmured the head priest. The human survived, and the bond formed completely. Queen Neria approached, her patterns revealing confusion and reluctant respect. "It seems the ancient texts were correct. The bond chooses who is worthy, not tradition." Lord Vexus stormed from the chamber, his rage evident. Several council members followed. "You've made a powerful enemy," the Queen told Liam quietly. "Vexus controls our military forces. He will not accept this outcome easily." That night, as Liam recovered in his chambers, Alara visited. The bond had changed something fundamental between them. He could sense her emotions faintly, like distant music. "You risked everything," he said as she sat beside him. Her fingers tentatively traced the fading patterns on his arm. "As did you once for my people," she smiled, a rare expression for Naxosians. "Rest now. Tomorrow we face the council and begin preparing for the assassination attempts that will surely come." Her matter-of-fact tone made Liam laugh despite everything. When their eyes met again, something warm and unexpected passed between them. Something neither diplomatic protocol nor interspecies differences could fully explain. Hearts Across Stars 3. Weeks after the luminous bond, Liam stood on the balcony of the Eastern Tower, watching Naxos Prime's rings emerge as the sun set. His skin still tingled with faint luminescence that responded to his emotions, an unexpected side effect of the ritual. "Your patterns reveal anxiety," Alara said, joining him. Since the bond, they'd developed an awareness of each other that transcended ordinary senses. "Is it the convergence ceremony tomorrow?" Liam smiled ruefully. "That, and the fact that Lord Vexus's supporters have tried to kill me twice this week. The latest attempt, poison in his food, had been thwarted only by Alara's sudden sense that something was wrong. The bond had saved his life. The council is divided," she acknowledged. "Half support our union as miraculous, half consider it sacrilege, and your mother? Calculating political advantage, as always." Ilara's patterns rippled with subdued amusement. "But she respects the bond. It's been centuries since it formed so completely." Liam turned to face her. In these private moments, Alara seemed transformed, less the untouchable princess and more a person with hopes and vulnerabilities. The bond had revealed layers to her that fascinated him. Her subtle humor, her passion for ancient poetry, her genuine concern for her people's future. "Earth's delegation arrives tomorrow," he said. "Director Harlow still thinks this is an elaborate political trap." Alara moved closer, her height casting him in shadow. "And you? What do you believe this is?" The question hung between them, laden with meaning. What had begun as diplomatic chaos had evolved into something neither had anticipated. The bond provided awareness of each other's feelings. But it didn't create them. It merely revealed what was already there. "I believe," Liam said carefully, "that we've created something neither world expected." Her fingers brushed his cheek, sending a shimmer of light across his skin where they touched. "When I chose you, I sought rebellion against tradition. I never expected—" She didn't finish, but she didn't need to. The bond hummed between them, carrying emotions words couldn't express. Their first kiss was tentative, an exploration of differences. Her skin was cooler than human temperature, her patterns brightening with the contact. Liam felt the connection between them intensify, their heartbeats synchronizing. Later, as moonlight filtered through the crystal walls of her chambers, they discovered the beautiful complexity of bridging two different worlds. Their bodies found harmony despite differences, guided by the bond that allowed each to sense the other's pleasure and wonder. Her purple skin illuminated the darkness around them, responding to every touch, every whispered endearment. In those intimate moments, the political machinations beyond their door ceased to matter. There was only this connection, unexpected, unprecedented, and undeniable. Morning brought reality crashing back as Liam prepared for the convergence ceremony, where their union would be formally presented to the Galactic Coalition. As attendants helped him don ceremonial Naxosian attire, an urgent message arrived from Director Harlow. Vexus has contacted Earth's Security Council, Harlow's hologram reported grimly. He's offering exclusive mining rights to our colonies if we formally reject this union. Chen, the economic benefits would be enormous. Liam felt cold dread settle in his stomach. And Earth's response? They're considering it. Harlow looked uncomfortable. You'd be recalled the union dissolved on grounds of diplomatic necessity. Through the bond, Liam sensed Ilara's sudden distress from across the palace. She had sensed his reaction. Tell them to wait, Liam said firmly, until after the ceremony. As Harlow's hologram faded, Queen Neria appeared, her expression grave. Lord Vexus has mobilized his military faction, she announced without preamble. He claims the human has bewitched the princess. Half the council supports his call to nullify the bond. Can they do that? Liam asked. The Queen's patterns darkened. Not traditionally, but we've never faced civil conflict over a selection before. Her eyes studied him intently, unless perhaps the human representative were to withdraw voluntarily. The implication was clear. His departure could prevent bloodshed on Naxos. Before he could respond, Ilara entered, her ceremonial attire magnificent but her expression fierce. No, she said simply, having understood the conversation through their connection. We face this together. Unity and starlight. The Grand Assembly Hall of Naxos Prime had never hosted such a diverse gathering. Representatives from 12 worlds filled the crystalline chamber, their attention fixed on the elevated dais where Queen Neria would present the royal union to the Galactic Coalition. Liam stood behind a curtain of light, adjusting his formal attire, a blend of Naxosian ceremonial robes and Earth diplomatic insignia. The bond allowed him to sense Ilara nearby, her emotions a complex mixture of determination and concern. The coalition delegates are in position, reported Toran, now one of their few trusted allies. But Lord Vexus's military faction controls the eastern approaches. Earth's delegation has been delayed, deliberately it seems. Director Harlow? Liam asked. Arrived but surrounded by Vexus's supporters. Toran's patterns flashed warning. There's more. Our intelligence suggests Vexus plans to use the ceremony for a coup attempt. The Queen's Guard has been infiltrated. Ilara emerged from her preparation chamber, resplendent in traditional attire that made her purple skin seem to absorb and reflect light simultaneously. Then we accelerate our plan, she said calmly. Their strategy was risky, a public demonstration of what the bond truly meant, beyond politics. If it failed, both could lose everything. The ceremonial horns sounded. As they walked toward the assembly chamber, Ilara squeezed Liam's hand briefly. Whatever happens, she whispered, know that choosing you was the first true choice I ever made. The assembly fell silent as they entered. Queen Neria stood at the center dais, her expression revealing nothing of the danger they faced. Lord Vexus and his supporters occupied a prominent section, their military insignia gleaming. People of the Galactic Coalition, the Queen began, we gather to witness the formal presentation of Princess Ilara and her chosen bond partner, Liam Chen of Earth. Diplomatic formalities proceeded until Director Harlow stepped forward, looking distinctly uncomfortable. Earth acknowledges this unusual union, he stated, clearly choosing his words carefully. However, we must express concerns about its implications for interspecies treaties and request additional considerations regarding. The lights suddenly dimmed. Liam sensed movement among Vexus's guards, the coup beginning. Through the bond, he and Ilara synchronized without words. As weapons emerged from concealment, Ilara raised her hands. The natural patterns on her skin flared with extraordinary brightness. Simultaneously, the markings on Liam's skin, permanent since the bond responded, creating a harmonic resonance that expanded outward. The crystal architecture of the chamber amplified the effect, creating a network of light that revealed every hidden weapon and hostile intent. More importantly, it projected something unexpected, the emotional reality of their bond, washing over the assembly in waves of sensation. For a breathtaking moment, every being present experienced what they shared. Not political calculation, not rebellion, but genuine connection that transcended species and ambition. Queen Nerea gasped as the revelation touched her. Lord Vexus staggered backward, his coup exposed before it began. "This," Ilara announced into the stunned silence, "is what the ancient texts meant by the luminous bond. Not political alliance, but understanding across difference." Director Harlow's diplomatic mask had cracked, his expression one of wonder. "Earth withdraws its concerns," he said quietly. As the light subsided, the assembly erupted in murmurs. The Queen approached Liam and Ilara, her patterns revealing emotion she rarely displayed. "You have shown us what we forgot," she said. "The bond was never meant to reinforce tradition but to transcend it." The remaining ceremony passed in a blur. Vexus and his conspirators were detained, their coup prevented not by force but by revelation. As formal recognition from the Galactic Coalition was granted, Liam sensed a fundamental shift, not just in politics, but in understanding. Later, as twin moons rose over the crystal spires of the capital, Liam and Ilara stood on the royal balcony. Below, citizens of a dozen worlds celebrated in streets illuminated by floating lights. "I've received new orders from Earth," Liam said, showing her the communication. "I'm to establish a permanent embassy here, with expanded authority." Ilara's patterns shimmered with pleasure. "And I've been granted leadership of the Coalition's Interspecies Council." She turned to face him. "It seems our rebellion has become revolution." As they embraced, their patterns synchronized, casting light that merged purple and gold across the crystal city. What had begun as an unexpected choice had become a bridge between worlds, and the beginning of a deeper understanding that would reshape the stars themselves. "Look," Ilara whispered, pointing to where Naxosian children were playing with human visitors, their natural curiosity overshadowing generations of distance. "That is our true legacy." Liam nodded, holding her close as their patterns pulsed in perfect harmony. Some choices changed individuals, others changed worlds. Theirs, it seemed, had done both.